For me, it's just kind of like my way of life. It's not something I think or plan to do. I just feel like it's a natural part of me. My name's Nicola Hebson. I'm a taxidermist, but I prefer to call myself an artist because it's not normal taxidermy.
Taxidermy, the art of operation of preparing, stuffing and mounting the skins of dead animals for exhibition in a lifelike state. That's the definition of that. Taxidermist, a craftsman who stuffs and mounts the skins of animals for display. Or Nicola Hebson.
Great. Yeah. Did you paint that?
Yeah.
It's good. Oh, I really like it.
It kind of just like naturally progressed from the art degree that I was doing. I was doing painting and photography. I kept seeing like roadkill everywhere, so I liked taking pictures of it and using it as references to paint from. And then one day I just thought, oh, I wonder if I could like preserve the dead animals that I find. I didn't necessarily think it was taxidermy, but like I didn't think that's what I was gonna do. But then I just ended up doing it and just going down that route. I've been doing it like 10 years, that's crazy. I can't believe it's been 10 years. For me, it's just kind of like my way of life. It's not something I think or plan to do. I just feel like it's a natural part of me, as weird as that sounds. So it's quite a weird thing to like naturally be a part of you, but they get rusty because it's always damp and then they're hard to get back on. And then I use like these special, I think they're called calipers. It's like you wind it and it goes up and down and it's to measure, but I don't have one of them, so I just use the tape measure. I mean, a professional taxidermist, well, not exactly professional, they like inject the eye and then make it go big so it looks like it's alive and then measure it. I don't do that. When I lived with my grandma years and years ago when I was like 22 or something, I used to practice taxidermy in a shed, and I thought that she'd be a bit like displeased by it, but she was like really interested in it, and whenever I had dead animals she'd always like come and be really interested in like, oh, what have you got now? And like she once helped me carry a badger from the cottage to the shed, and then she said to me that I think it was my great granddad or my great granddad was a taxidermist of sorts. Like he used to get cow hides and make them into waistcoats for children, I think she said, or different bits and bobs. And I've got his journal and it's from like the 1920s, and she said like it's in your blood to do this kind of thing, so you should carry on with it. So I thought, oh, that's another reason that made me want to carry on doing it. So when I first started doing taxidermy, I kind of wasn't as ethical as I am now. I didn't kill anything, but I sometimes would get them from like pet shops, the animals that had died, and since I've realised it's probably like it's not normal for them to die so much from the pet shop that I got them from, because I don't think they were looking after the animals right, but I was just learning. But then the more I've gotten into it and I was like went vegetarian, then vegan, and like vegetarian again, and I've like learned different things, I've decided to just be quite strict with how I get animals. So it's just what I find on the road basically, because I have other art that I do. I don't rely on it all the time to like constantly need a feed of dead animals coming in to make art. I've just used what I find, and that's like my strict moral thing. And I find insects and stuff and make them into jewellery as well. So I haven't done painting for quite a while. I'm hoping to get back into it because I want to create my taxidermy dioramas, which is like taxidermy scenes where there's animals not dressed up per se, but like, I don't know, just in situations that are sort of uncanny and like interesting and like curiosity things, and then I wanted to use them as subjects to paint pictures and then have it as like an altogether round exhibition of painting and taxidermy. And I do jewellery as well. My jewellery is called Dead Good Jewellery because I use dead things.
Is this your full-time job?
Yeah, it is now. I've had a few different part-time jobs in the past, like working as a waitresses and working in shops and stuff, but now, yeah, I'm self-employed full-time.
What do other people think about your taxidermy?
Back when I first started doing it properly, it was like 2011, 2012, and like nobody really did it then, I don't think. Like when I told people what it was, like people just didn't even like know what taxidermy was, and I have to explain it. Yeah, and I did get a few like hateful messages online, well, quite a lot in the beginning. Like people would just, I don't know, go to town just saying stuff. But I guess people do that online anyway about anything, like keyboard warrior type thing. But then since then, it seems like taxidermy has become really like popular, and you see it in like homeware magazines and stuff. Like it's a popular thing, like a country living stuff. But I'm not really interested in that sort of trophy taxidermy. I like the taxidermy that I do is more like art, like art. I'd say it's art really. I'd finished my degree and it was like a painting degree, but it was like integrated media, and I just decided to do taxidermy because I just really enjoyed it. It was something different, like getting my hands dirty. And yeah, so I was making taxidermy pieces, and then I got a phone call from someone, what was it, from the Daily Mail, saying they want to do an article on my work. And then at first I was like really nervous, and then I thought, oh well, maybe this is like a sign that I should just go for it. And then yeah, some guy just came in and said he'd just been doing a paparazzi run for Kate Moss, and he needed to get back to London as quick as possible, and sat me down and bombarded me with questions, and I was like only like 21, like what? Yeah, he just did this awful article on me that I hated and made me cry, and loads of people gave me grief for it online. But then that kind of like led on to other stuff, because obviously it's a big newspaper, and then I was on this programme called No County for Old Men, which is like a play on No Country for Old Men, but it was about, I feel really bad that I don't remember the names, two famous-ish people, off a guy from the Fast Show. Is it John Tompkinson or something? Yeah, and they came to my house and talked about my taxidermy, and then we went to my old college and used one of their studios at my college, and I taught them how to taxidermy a rat.
Blackburn College. That's where my wife went and did fashion.
Nicola was studying art at the local college when her passion for taxidermy took hold.
In the name of art, the college let Nicola pursue her love of stuffing.
I'm going to demonstrate how to taxidermy this rat, and then you can have a go on this one. So what I usually do, start off by getting it like this.
Get his legs out, as if
Right.
he's being arrested by the police.
Yeah.
The following programme may contain scenes of an unsettling nature, especially to rat audiences.
I remember I accidentally stabbed my hand with the scalpel, and I had to pretend that I didn't, and I was just like screaming in my head like and smiling like. So yeah, I did that with them. That was really good actually, because I had quite a good rapport with them, and like we were laughing and joking a lot, and it was quite like funny and stuff. This morning rang me and said, do you want like an all expenses paid trip and come down and talk about the show? And I really didn't want to do it. I really didn't. And then, because I don't know, I just found it really cringy, but I thought, well, I should just do it. I put myself out there. So yeah, I went down there and I did that, and then Holly just hated it. I knew she did. And then Philip was like, it's alright. And then I made a badge out of a little mouse like curled up with like gems for eyes. And then I like put it on him, and then because I think you're meant to like sit there and just be really reserved, and I just stood up and like pinned this badge on him, And then I remember on Twitter, like, loads of people, like, wrote stuff about it.
That's like a little brooch, is it, that one?
I think that you should try it on.
Well, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, should I?
I'm not... Well, it's up to you.
Steady on with that sharp object. Before I know it, I'll be full of stuffing. Thank you.
Wow.
I don't know about that, but...
Look, it suits you.
Does it?
Philip, yes.
I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it's running up my shirt.
It's asleep.
I don't know.
And that kind of, like, kicked off. It was, like, one thing after another over the space of a few years, and then Vice magazine got in contact with me. And they wanted to do an actual video, Vice America. But I said no, because I didn't want to be filmed, because I was having a bad time with my mental health and stuff. I was like, I can't cope with that right now. I kind of wish that I did sometimes, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't. I don't know, because you know Vice can twist things, not like, well, everyone else did, but so I just did like an article with them. And then I think a few years after that I got contacted by Channel 4, and then I was on 15 minutes of a documentary called All Creatures Great and Stuffed. And then this filmmaker and his PA like followed me around for like 3 months, like a couple of times a week. And they filmed me taxidermy and a hedgehog called Sheldon. And that was really fun actually. After I did the documentary of Channel 4, I put all my work on eBay, and I was watching the programme when it was first on TV, and within an hour I sold like all my work, which was crazy. Yeah, I go to festivals and because I do taxidermy obviously, but because I'm self-employed I get a lot of my money from my smaller pieces of work, which is my jewellery pieces, which are, well, they're like little art pieces in themselves, because I find dead insects on windowsills or people bring them to me. But sometimes I take some smaller bits of taxidermy to festivals. At Beat Herder I have a shop there, and I have most of my taxidermy in there. In the future, have my pieces become more and more detailed, more dynamic, and I want to create paintings that sort of complement my taxidermy. I'm hoping to do an exhibition at some point where it's like paintings and taxidermy, and then you look at the paintings like, oh yeah, that's an interesting idea, like whimsical little scenes of little animals doing things, and then in the next room it's like they're actually there in real life, like real life dead animals doing things like what you saw in the paintings. I don't know, that's just kind of like my long-term goal at the moment. But I don't know, I never expected I'd do this when I was younger, so who knows what's going to happen.